loves. It's Julie Jordan Scott. How are you? Welcome to Poetry and Writing Prompts with Julie Jordan Scott. Today our poet is Rainer Rilke. Hi, Amy. Woo! I have to move closer. I was so excited to get this going that I don't have my I have my dog over here. You can't see him, but her. Hi, Bethany. I know she needs some attention. But I don't have my tripod, so I'm very conscious of this. Because we learn in Perry Girls, you don't want that. So, anyway, I'm sorry, Perry Girl, Joanne Fam, etc. Oh, that's a little better. Okay, so, it's shocking that I have not read Rainer Rilke to us yet. Because Rainer Rilke is truly one of my favorite poets. And I was in a rush today because I was out being Santa, doing my Santa's elf thing, and I have a headache. And so here I am a little bit late, but I have a special treat with Rainer Rilke. I'm reading the collection, Risking Everything Again by Roger Houston. I strongly suggest this book. But anyway, we're just going to go right to it. And I'll give you your prompt at the bottom, and then we will read it once again. So here we go. Welcome, glad you're here. This is Sunset by Rainer Maria Rilke. Slowly the west reaches for clothes of new colors, which it passes to a row of ancient trees. You look, and soon these two worlds both leave you. One part climbs toward heaven, one sinks to earth, leaving you, not really belonging to either. Not so hopelessly dark as that house that is silent, not so unswervingly given to the eternal as that thing that turns to a star each night and climbs, leaving you. It is impossible to untangle the threads. Your own life, timid and standing high and growing, so that sometimes blocked in, sometimes reaching out. One moment your life is a stone in you, and the next, a star. That is Sunset by Rainer Rilke, translated by Robert Bly. Your prompt for this one, and I need to write it down because I'm impromping. Bonjour! I don't speak French, but I'm thrilled to have a French person here. I had exchange student from, well, I had several exchange students from France. My French exchange student who was the most, who I just love and is still in my heart, even though it was so many years ago, her name was Sandra Cremonesi, and she lived in Gardanne, I believe in the south of France. And she has a great story. I often wonder what happened to her. Anyway, so we're reading Sunset by Rainer Maria Rilke. And your writing prompt is leaving you so that ... Leaving you so that ... So it's actually a double. You'll hear it in the poem. You'll hear how Rilke puts it together. But it's really important. I'm really feeling that. Hey, Collier Moss here. Okay, leaving you so that, because the poem's about the sunset. So the sunset leaves you so that, you know, night may be experienced or darkness or whatever. So the things that leave you, sometimes you're like, oh, I have a loss in my life, or I miss that person, or I don't have that job anymore, or that friendship has changed. And what we do is we focus on the loss or the leaving without noticing the reward, the gift. One of my first essays that I got published, yeah, exactly, so that you can grow. one of the first essays that I published is called The Gift of Loss. And it's about, I wrote it 7 years after my first child was stillborn. And it basically cataloged the gifts that came because she died. And while that is never something I would have chosen ever, nor would I ever choose for anyone else, recognizing the gifts in that loss were tremendous. And those gifts continue. So, this prompt from Rainer Rilke, leaving you so that, for right now, I'm reviewing my last year, so the changing relationships, having a relationship change from one way to the other in ways that I thought would be so awful or so wonderful. This can be professionally. I have some friendships that have really gone through some weird transitions, or they feel weird, and then come to find the growth Amy mentioned. So anyway, listen to this poem again, or if you're here just joining us for the first time, and the prompt is leaving you so that. There it is again. You might want to say leaving me so that. Leaving us so that. Whatever. Leaving the world, leaving the ground, leaving the room, leaving the whatever. Again, play with that. I think there's a lot there. I'm going to definitely write from this one. So here we go. Slowly the west reaches for clothes of new colors, which it passes to a row of ancient trees. You look, and soon these two worlds both leave you. One part climbs toward heaven, one sinks to the earth, leaving you, not really belonging to either, not so hopelessly dark as that house that is silent, not so unswervingly given to the eternal as that thing that turns to a star each night and climbs, leaving you. It is impossible to untangle the threads, your own life. Timid and standing high and growing, so that sometimes blocked in, sometimes reaching out. One moment your life is a stone in you, and the next, a star. That is Sunset by Rainer Rilke, translated by Robert Bly. Suddenly my headache has a lot less power over me. Yes, beautiful imagery. I've heard from my friends who speak German that Rilke is even more amazing in German. I don't speak German. And yes, he does. Okay, so here's a fact. Call your ma. You know that I just collect all these facts. Rainer Rilke, one of his early jobs, was secretary to Rodin. You know Rodin, the sculptor? The thinker? Wait, is it like this? How does the thinker sit? Yes. He was secretary to Rodin, and his wife, Rilke's wife, Clara, was a student, and she was also a sculptor. There you go. The things you learn from poetry and writing prompts. I'm a big Rainer Rilke fan. I know. I love thinking about these people who knew each other. But you know, someday they could say, did you know that Julie and Amy and Cole, your ma, hung out together on Periscope? Really? Oh my gosh. I mean, you just never know. So I think about, Emerson hanging out with a young Henry David Thoreau, hanging out with Louisa May Alcott, hanging out with Margaret Fuller. If you don't know Margaret Fuller, if she had lived, but she didn't. So, anyway, my loves, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to now recline for a bit and relax a little bit. and settle into the next thing. At 3 o'clock, I want to invite you all, 3 o'clock Pacific time. That's in 2 hours and change. I don't think it's 1 yet. Yeah, in 2 hours and 6 minutes, I'll be coming back and we'll be doing a Yay Sayers session. So if you'd like to come, and celebrate anything you've done today, whether what you've done is show up for this and had an insight, that's something to celebrate. So I'll be back for that. If not, have a remarkable rest of your day. Tomorrow I'll be scoping from Los Angeles and environs all weekend. As a matter of fact, I'll be scoping from LA, so I'm excited about that. Yes, resting is good. Resting is a good Yay Sayer thing to do. That was my 60 Seconds of Life coaching was about resting today intentionally. So perhaps I was having a premonition. Oh, I'll read it. I love haiku. I love your haiku, even though I haven't read it. There's a line. Thanks so much, y'all. It's always a delight. If you're not a subscriber to me, please subscribe. My name is Julie Jordan Scott, creative life coach and lover of words and you.